Hello everyone, welcome to Ajiro Tech. Ajiro Tech. So in this video, we're going to be looking at topical questions that I've drafted out specifically for chapter 5, the effects of using IT. You're welcome again to Information and Communication Technology with the course code 0417 in some countries or 0983. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing here is I have some series of questions that we're going to look at. So I have this one here. All are topical questions and how to effectively deal with chapter 5, the effects of using IT. Many common household devices are now fitted with microprocessors to control a large number of their functions. Identify labor-saving devices. So we have the microprocessor control devices. These are devices that can control certain devices in our homes, okay? And we have them in two categories. The first group is the labor-saving device, and the other group is what? The group 2 is what? The other devices. So let's look at, when I said identify, let's look at those labor-saving devices that would help us. Okay, so I'm just going to get this. Okay, so let's look at it. So the first one I have here is automatic washing machine. Okay. The second one is the microwave ovens. We have cookers. We have robotic vacuum cleaners. We have bread making machines. We have smart fridges and freezers. We also have automatic dishwasher. So all these are labor-saving devices that would help you to be able to create some times to be able to do other activities. We also have other devices as well. Okay, though it's not part of the question, we also have other devices that would help you. So for other devices as well, okay, this will help your reading. We have television sets, just in case you've been asked to identify those other devices. Television sets. We have alarm clocks. We have air conditioning. Central heating system or air conditioning systems. We have home entertainment systems. You can also add to this that we have mobile phones, and tablets. Very important. Let's look at the next question. Describe the advantages and disadvantages of microprocessor controlled labor-saving devices on a person's lifestyle, leisure time, and physical fitness. So the first thing you have to look at when you've been asked this question is, now we have these microprocessor control devices in the following. We have them in the labor-saving devices, we have them in our personal lifestyle, leisure time, physical fitness, social interaction, and data security. So now they're asking us for the personal lifestyle, a person's lifestyle, leisure time, and physical fitness. So let's look at the advantages here. For advantages, the first thing is that there is no longer a need to stay at home while the food is cooking. Okay, or clothes being washed. No need, because now we have these cookers, now we have these automatic washing machines that can actually do them for us. So there's no longer a need to stay at home. The next point is people no longer have to do manual tasks at home. Yes, because now we have this dishwashers, microwave oven, bread making machines. So we have these vacuum cleaners, robotic vacuum cleaners that can actually do the work. We have this automatic lump that can actually lump our yard. So lumen, right? So we don't need to do manual tasks anymore. We can just sit and control these devices doing the work for us. Okay, and in return, this gives in this it gives people give people more time for leisure activities, okay, or hobbies, shopping if you must, etc. Okay, socializing as much as possible. Okay, another one we can look at is it is now possible to control ovens, talking about the microwave ovens, and automatic washing machines using smartphones. Okay, using smartphones, which allow these devices to be switched on or what off. Okay, why the owner is not around. Another thing we have to look at is the disadvantages. So let's look at the disadvantages. I think I can use this to just write disadvantages. Disadvantages. So what do I have for disadvantages? The first point I can think of is that there is a potential to lose household skills. Why is this possible? Now, this is because if you check here of what we have done, all these things are doing the work for us. And because they're doing the work for us, it is very possible that we're going to lose those household skills that we should be doing, that the devices are doing for us. Okay? And invariably, okay, they tend to make people rather lazy because there is what? A dependence on these devices. So people are now lazy because they're depending on this, the smart fridges, to order food for them, etc., etc. Okay, and because there's a smart fridge which can lead to a healthy lifestyle, that is ordering food according to your diet, to suit your health needs, it can also lead. It can lead to unhealthy lifestyle because of what? The lack of what? Exercises. Okay? Very, very important. So all these things that we are talking about is very, very, very vital. Okay? Very vital because you can lose household skills. People can become lazy with it. Okay? It can lead to unhealthy lifestyles that we probably don't want. Okay? So this is very, very important. Okay? And there's also a risk of cybersecurity if you want to add that there. Okay? So, yes, as these devices can contain a microprocessor that can communicate with the internet, okay, there is a risk of cyber security threat. Okay? So, this is very, very important. Describe the positive and negative impact of microprocessor control devices on social interaction. Again, the whole idea why I'm putting up topical questions is so that when you're studying, you can now have a template to work with by either watching this video, learning alongside it, and after the video, you can see how you can attempt them on your own, and then watch the video for correction. Very important. This is going to help your self-study, group studies, where you're preparing for this chapter. So let's look at it. So the first thing I want to start with is the positive. Let's start with positive. So for the positive, right, it is easier. Now, we'll talk about social interaction. This is where people are communicating. So it's easier to make new friends. Using what? Chat rooms. Again, it's easier, okay, to find people who share similar interest or hobbies. Okay? We'll talk about social interaction. We're talking about communicating. Why some devices takes us out from our homes. Okay? other devices encourages people to stay at home. And these devices that encourage people to stay at home are your smartphones, smart televisions, or tablets. Okay? And it allows people to be able to communicate from their various respective homes using what we call the void IP, which is the voice over internet protocol. So it's a type of video conferencing, not just using the void IP, also with emails or chat rooms. Okay, so whenever you're being asked this question, we're not just talking about chat rooms, we're talking about emails, we're talking about voice, the void IP. Okay, here again, it is less expensive to keep in touch using what? The voice over internet protocol. Talking about the void IP technology. Negative. Okay, so let's look at the negative. Let's go back to the question again. It said describe the positive and negative impacts of microprocessor control devices on social interaction. So we've looked at the positives. Positives should be an S. And then let's look at the negatives. Okay. Let's look at the negative. And one negative is people do not meet face to face as much, thereby leading to social isolation. Another one is a lack of social interaction may make people more anxious of meeting people in real life. And this is absolutely true because when all you do is to communicate with people online, it doesn't give you that exposure of going out, meeting with people, communicating with people. Because why social interaction is good on the internet, physical interaction is so important. Social is important, physical, so important. Okay, so, and that is why when there is a lack of it, a lack of that physical touch, that physical communication, that human library, okay, and you want to meet people when all you do is communicate online, you become anxious. There's that anxiety when you meet up people in real life. Okay, another point is people behave differently when interacting online. Okay, sometimes they can be rude or aggressive cyberbullying, which is a big problem. Particularly, particularly, which is a real problem, particularly for young people. And this is not further from the truth because we've come to see that people behave differently. In physical, they're so good, but when they're online, because it is, it's their phone, it's easier to type, people can be very, very aggressive. People can be very rude. Cyberbullying is now a real problem. And this is now becoming a real issue among young people. Bullying is not accepted. It is a very cruel thing to do. And if you're watching me right now, whether it's 3, 4 days you're watching this, please stop. Bullying is not a good thing. You cannot just bully people and think it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Because when you bully people, it doesn't speak about the person you're bullying. It speaks so much about who you are. So please, for the young people, make a change. Okay? Don't be aggressive. The rules of etiquette, chapter 10, is very important, so important. Internet etiquette, the way and the manner in which you communicate on the internet. Okay? Simply because it is a free speech, a free word, a free speech, you're in the chat room where nobody knows you, doesn't mean you have to behave differently. You have to still be cultured. The way you are physically should also be represented the way you are socially. I hope someone hearing me here right now in Ajiro Tech is going to make a change. Cyberbullying is a no. And if you're doing that, you're not a friend of Ajiro Tech. Not a friend. Not cool. Okay? Hope you've learned something. All right. Okay. So let's get the next one. Identify the use of microprocessors in transport systems where they're currently being used. So let's look at them. Let's look at where they're being used. The use of microprocessors in transport system, where they're being used. So let's look at monitoring. Using monitoring of traffic on motorway, they're used for automatic number plate recognition, ANPR. Okay, so they're used for air traffic control systems. They're used in railway signaling systems. They're also used for automatic control of traffic lights. Okay, they're also used for congestion zone monitoring. So these are certain areas where the use of microprocessors in transports are currently being used. Many modern motorways in the United Kingdom are now called smart motorways. Explain what is meant by a smart motorway. So let's look at it. What's a smart motorway? So the first thing I have to look at is the monitoring and control of the traffic by a central computer system. It is also the monitoring and control of information displayed by a central computer system. So the whole idea of the smart motorway is that there are certain devices on the motorway where vehicles they travel, and we have the devices, the cameras, the MPRs that can be able to detect the traffic lights, that can be able to navigate to ensure that it is seamless movement both for passerby and vehicles in the smart motorway. Okay, so when we have a smart motorway, we are monitoring. The road is constantly monitored by a central computer to ensure that the traffic is properly being controlled. Back then when we just had a motorway and these vehicles were navigated by humans, it was terrible because there were a lot of errors. Human error were a major issue. So what are those examples that we can see in the smart motorway? So I'm going to look at example one. So for example one, if there has been an accident, okay, it can control the traffic to keep it moving. We can look at example two. Okay, if there is traffic congestion, then smart motorway can control the traffic to redirect it to avoid the accident. So this is very, very important. This is how you put up your answers for IGCSE. Okay, so let's get the next one. Safely coordinating the large numbers of trains and aeroplanes entering and leaving stations and airports is a complex task, including vehicles. Okay, but computerized monitoring system makes this possible. It is possible to run a more complex timetable under total computer control. Describe the advantages and disadvantages of transport monitoring and controlling what system. So let's discuss that very importantly. Let's discuss that. Okay. So now the first thing is that it adapts. Okay, it adapts. Okay, very important. So let's get advantage. So I'm going to work with the advantage here. Advantages. I'm going to move this here. So advantages here is the smart motorway constantly adapt to traffic conditions, reducing traffic jams and minimizing everyone's journey time. Okay, so they can adapt, looking at the traffic, they adapt to it to ensure that the journey time is reduced. Okay, you don't stay hooked up in traffic. The next point is transport system are more efficient. Okay, and why is this? They're more efficient because more cars, trains, aeroplanes can use the transport network, allowing for more regular services. Traffic offenders or traffic offenses, and let's give an example for it. For example, driving in the wrong lane, okay, can be automatically what? Penalize using what? The ANPR. Okay. So if you drive in the wrong lane, because of the ANPR, we can detect you, ticket will be given to you for driving the wrong lane, right? The next one is stolen cars. Stolen cars and criminals can be spotted using ANPR. Okay. Another final point on this is computerized control system definitely minimizes human error. Of course, which reduces the rate of accidents. For disadvantages, a hacker could gain access to the what computerized system because it's over in the internet and what cause disruption. So everything that has to do with network, we have to be careful because simply means that there can be unauthorized access to this network and it may not be for good intentions. Okay, it may not be for good intentions. Another point to this is if the computer system fails, then the whole transport system could be brought to a standstill. Okay, very important. So if the system fails, the whole transport will be brought to a standstill. Another one is poorly designed systems could compromise safety. Okay, so if the system is poorly designed, it could compromise what? Safety. Okay, and if we're to add one more point, we can add that the automatic number plate recognition system means, okay, that innocent people, because these things are stored in a database, innocent people movement can easily be tracked. Okay, so let's take note of that. All right, so microprocessors process data received, okay, from cameras and processors and send signals to actuators to perform physical actions. Now, I want you to take note of this. Let me see if I have a space down and then we can look at this. Okay, I think I can work with this. The space here. So let's work with this. The first thing you need to understand when we talk about autonomous, okay, autonomous cars. Of course, the autonomous there simply means driverless. That's what it means. Okay? It simply means that for autonomous cars, they make use of the following. They make use of what we call a sensor. Okay? Now, this sensor, right, has what we call a radar, okay, and ultrasonic. Okay, and for your cameras, okay, what do? For your cameras, they allow, okay, the control system in a car to perform critical function. Okay, critical function together with the sensor, right? By sensing, okay, the dynamic condition on a road. Okay, so invariably, the cameras, they act as what? The eyes and ears of the car. Okay, now for the microprocessor here, what the microprocessor here does is that they will process this data received from the sensor and the camera, okay, and before it sends it to the actuator, which will perform a physical action, right? What the microprocessor does is going to receive it and look at it, right? Check the preset value from this. Okay, so whenever it says red, what do you do? Whenever the traffic light say green, what do you do? Okay, so it's going to send those signals to the actuator to perform physical actions such as number one, change gear, apply the brakes, turn the steering wheels. Okay, very, very important. So you can see that the camera here, the cameras, what they do that they catch a visual data from the environment. Okay, and while with the sensor, with the radar and ultrasonic, they can build a kind of like a 3D image of the surrounding, okay, so that the vehicle can be able to have a sense of what to do. Identify the elimination or reduction of health risk in potential health problems related to the prolonged use of IT equipment. Your answer must be different in each case. So the first one I have is ozone irritation. So the first thing we can do for ozone irritation is proper. So the elimination or reduction of the health risk is proper ventilation should exist to lower the ozone gas levels to what? To acceptable values. Another point is the laser printer. Of course, the ozone irritation is caused by laser printer in an office, which can cause dry skin or respiratory problems. Okay, so here we can have the laser printers should be housed in what? A designated printer room. Okay, and also we can also change to using inkjet printers if possible. Where possible. This is what. Where possible. Where possible. For headaches, of course, headaches is caused by incorrect lighting, screen reflection, flickering screen, okay, and so on. Caused by incorrect lighting, screen reflection, um, flickering screens. Okay, so one way to eliminate or reduce is to make use of anti-glare screens if the room lighting is what? Incorrect. Okay, incorrect. Or you can use window blinds. Use window blinds to cut out reflections which can cause, okay, you having to squint your eyes. Okay, the next one is take regular breaks. It's very important. Okay, incorrect lighting, you have to take regular breaks. Okay, regular breaks. Okay, carry out some exercise as well. Okay, of course, get your eyes tested on a regular basic. Okay, all right, let's get back and neck strain. For the back and neck strain, this is sitting in front of a computer screen for a long period of time. They can cause back and neck strain. And one way to fix it is use fully adjustable ergonomic chair. Adjustable chairs to give the correct posture. Another one is use footrest to reduce posture problems. Okay, also you can use tiltable screens, okay, raised to the what? Correct height. To ensure the neck is at the right angle. Okay, so you can use the table screen, raise to the correct height to ensure the neck is at the right angle. This is one way we can do to reduce sitting in front of the computer screen for a long period of time. Indicate which of the following statements are true or false by ticking the appropriate box. Using microprocessor has increased the longevity of devices in the home therefore reducing waste. Yes, that's true. Microprocessor control devices are far more energy efficient. Yes, it's true, because again they save energy as much as possible to ensure that there is no form of what wastage. Smart televisions are examples of labor saving devices. That's false, because smart televisions are examples of other devices. Microprocessor control devices in the homes are not vulnerable to attacks by viruses or hackers. That is false, because they are vulnerable, because these are devices that are connected to a network, to the internet, and that simply means that they can have unauthorized access to it if it's not very secured. Microprocessor control devices such as smartphones have no impact on social interaction. It is false. They do have an impact on social interaction. So this is where we stop. Thank you. Okay, and do well to subscribe to this YouTube, okay, channel. Trying to be creative. All right. Thank you. Bye bye. Yes. Ajiro Tech. Yeah.